bait finesse, the BFS, pretty much turns this into this. Tiny little hard plastic baits, little Sideshow Bob style. 1/16, tiny little, here's one in a more natural color. I don't know what kind of bait this is. Little bitty popper style bait. Tiny little tungsten. Looks like a BB or a pellet. Yeah, it looks like a pellet. You guys ever get hit with a lead pellet from one of your friends? About a year ago here on the channel, I posted a video where I unboxed this fishing reel, the Shimano Corrado BFS. And I was excited to try one of these reels out for myself. And I actually went out and did that here on the channel. I found the lightest casting rod that I could find and I mounted the BFS up to it. And I tied on like a crappie bait. And I went out there and I caught a few fish and I had a blast. It was a lot of fun, but we never really properly utilized the BFS. I didn't really fall down the bait finesse rabbit hole. I unmounted this thing, put it here on the bench, and I went right back to throwing swim baits and swim jigs and doing what I do. But here lately there's been even more attention and even more hype building, and I thought that it was about time that we gave the whole BFS thing another look. I've been making it a point here lately to try and force myself to branch out and learn about different ways to catch fish, different techniques, different bait systems, using different gear, and trying to just broaden my horizons and gain a little bit more experience as an angler using those different techniques, just trying to be a better fisherman. But for those of you who aren't familiar, the bait finesse, the BFS, pretty much turns this into this. It makes it where you can throw super light finesse techniques on your bait caster setup. So that's the idea behind it. We're gonna unbox and take a look at some new BFS gear that I've recently purchased. I've really enjoyed using the spinning gear, and if there's a way that I can transfer those techniques over to a bait caster, hey, I'm all for it. And you gotta admit, that clicker drag on a bait caster is pretty fun, but you do need specific BFS gear to do so. And I feel like last time I was missing a crucial component, a critical piece to the puzzle. So the critical piece to the puzzle that I did not have the last time I tried this, the rod. I think I tried to use like a medium power rod, which is way overpowered for BFS, for being honest. A lot of you guys let me know that in the comments. I knew that going into it. I was trying to make it work. I have the heater series, my signature line of fishing rods that I did with 6 Sense. 6 Sense Fishing has been riding with me for years and I ride with them, but unfortunately they do not currently offer a BFS rod. So I had to venture outside of the family to find something that was gonna work for us. That is, of course, until we can convince them to make a BFS heater. Now, I can't tell you how many of these things we've opened here on the channel. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. So I'm just gonna cut into this really quick and pull this rod out of this tube. Stand by. I am gonna use my Berg Blades bottle butcher to do it. If you guys go check out Berg Blades on Instagram, dude makes some killer knives. I think he had a couple of these on the website as of yesterday. Beautiful Damascus on that bottle butcher. Not a sponsor, just a friend that makes some really nice knives, man. That's Berg Blades on Instagram, and that's the bottle butcher. Check him out. He makes full-size knives too. A lot of really nice handmade cutlery. But I gotta cut off into a tube. And I gotta get my BFS rod out of here. You guys have any guesses? Do you know what it is? Here it is. Oh, it's super light. First thing I feel is it's super light. Gotta be really careful with this. Oh, I'll break the dang thing. You guys may have already seen it there for a second, but get her out of the plastic. We'll take a closer peek at this bad boy. Look out, Cooper. All right, here it is. The BFS rod that I went with. I don't even remember exactly what it's called. It's the Dobbin Sierra SUF 700C. It's a 7-foot light, moderate action, extra fast tip, ultra finesse casting rod. So that's what I went with. I went with the Dobbins 7-foot light. You know, I don't know a lot about bait finesse. I've used a lot of different rods. Like I said, I ride with 6 Sense, and as soon as I can convince them to make a BFS rod, we'll be riding with that. But until then, I went with the Dobbins. I've had, you know, reasonable luck with Dobbins in the past. I have broke a lot of Dobbins rods, but I feel like before I started working with 6 Sense, they were probably my favorite rods to use. So that's what I went with on the BFS. Little cork handle, old school. I love the look of the threading. Purple, blue, and silver threading, really cool. So the Dobbin Sierra 7-foot light, moderate action, extra fast tip, ultra finesse casting rod. It's the SUF 700C 7-foot. So that's what I'm riding with on the BFS for the rod. Let's get this reel mounted up. Oh man, that rod is really light, really light. Now, first thing I need to do is restring this. I've had 8-pound fluorocarbon, but it's been sitting on here out in the heat for a while. and I don't want to take any risks with that light line. And I actually have some 6-pound Seaguar basics that I'm gonna try out. Never tried the basics before. I'm gonna give it a go on the BFS to see how it works out for us. So I'm gonna pull the 8-pound off, I'm gonna put the 6-pound on. That's my plan for the setup. There's the BFS rod and reel mounted up, but I know you guys are ready to look at some baits, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a look at some BFS specific gear, some super light tiny baits that I ordered to throw on the BFS setup. The BFS is gonna enable us to throw extremely light baits like this right here, the Crush Mini 25X from 6th Sense Fishing. Now this little square bill crankbait actually weighs 1/4 ounce. And in the BFS world, 1/4 ounce is on the heavy end of the spectrum. So we're talking in grams here. You can throw extremely light baits on this setup, and I'm looking forward to really trying it for real this time, not just sort of half-assing it like we did before. We gotta get this going. We gotta try and learn these new techniques. If I can throw a spinning bait on a bait caster, get the clicker drag and the crazy feel of a finesse fight, and still be able to not have to hold my rod upside down, I'm gonna do that. So let's take a look at the baits that I got. Ordered both the rod and the baits from Tackle Warehouse. Shout outs to Tackle Warehouse for the quick shipping on these BFS baits. They came fast. And I'm excited to tie these on and make the first cast with some of these things and see how this really feels now that we have a setup that's, you know, qualified. I don't even remember what all I ordered. All right, first up, let's do soft plastics really quickly. And I got some really cool BFS hard baits that we can take a look at. So here we go. All right, wanted to be able to do some soft plastic type stuff. I don't know, wanted to be able to throw some super light finesse style soft plastic baits on the BFS setup. Maybe do a little light flipping and pitching around with some creature baits. I got some small worms and some other goofy looking stuff here. So first up, let's start with the terminal tackle. I got some Owner 1/0. These are 1/0 cutting point rigging hooks. So it's just a small finesse EWG style hook. Also got some 1/16 ounce tungsten. 1/16, tiny. Look at these tungsten weights. This will give you guys an idea of the BFS. Hopefully the thumbnail gave you an idea too. Did you guys like the thumbnail? Let me know. All right, let's check out these weights. I'm gonna grab one and I'm gonna grab like a normal one. So there it is compared to like a heavier tungsten weight. This is like a 3/4 ounce, 1/16 ounce. Tiny little tungsten. Looks like a BB or a pellet. Yeah, it looks like a pellet. You guys ever get hit with a lead pellet from one of your friends? Let me know. All right, so got some TR stuff, you know, so we can Texas rig some of these smaller baits. I'm really excited about these two right here. But I'm gonna show you, let's do the worms first. I got some little bitty 5-inch thin Senkos. So we can throw the little worm on the little gear, really light, super finesse worm. Would definitely normally throw this on a spinning setup, but we're gonna try the BFS. That's the green pumpkin red. These things right here, really interesting. Never had my hands on any of these before. This is the TRD Ticklers. TRD, the turd ticklers. Awesome. So this is the Z-Man Elastec stuff. This color right here is the Deal. It's called the Deal. This looks like a little goby minnow, but this one's kind of broken straight out of the package. That one's broken. Let me grab another one. So I'm trying to show you guys what's going on with this little hula bait here. It's like a little hula head thing, you know? A little Sideshow Bob style. Just a little Ned style bait with some freaking squid arms coming off of it. Sort of a mix between a tube and a Ned bait. The TRD Z-Man Turd Ticklers. Interesting. So I got that color right there, the Deal. Got some sprayed grass, like the sprayed grass color. Really similar to watermelon candy. Watermelon seed, green pumpkin, purple, green. Sprayed grass. This one is called Smelt. Looks like a really good natural shad type clear watercolor. So I grabbed that one. So I got something bold, something not so bold, and something in between. But these here are the ones I'm most excited about. These are like little beaver style flipping baits. These are the TRD Bugs. This is probably my favorite color right here. It's called Hot Craw. Check this out. little Elastec creature style flipping baits for the BFS. Tiny little cross style bait. Let me grab a normal, I'm gonna grab a prawn just to show you for comparison. Mexican spice. Here's a 6 cents prawn, and here's that little, oh, here's that little bugs. So you guys can kind of see the size difference. Crazy. A Mexican spice prawn though, that's a heater. But so are these little BFS bugs, man. I'm really looking forward to throwing this little bait around on the BFS. See how it works out for us. Sort of the same deal on the colors there. I got the red ones. I got the Bama bug, which is like a really bold purple June bug. And then I also got some of these in that color, the deal. So there was the soft plastics, the Texas rig, the BFS flipping gear. Let's start looking at some of these baits, man. These are really cool, really tiny little hard baits. Specifically designed for the bait finesse system. BFS. Let's check them out. Got a lot of Mega Bass stuff here. First up, the Mega Bass Karashi. This thing is tiny. Look at the size of this. For reference, here's the Crush Mini 25X, 1/4 ounce bait in the package. And here's the Karashi, side by side. Tiny little hard plastic baits. I'm really excited about this. I can't even remember how much these weigh. The color is Flying Gory. I'm not gonna open it because I don't wanna lose it, but there's a quick up close look at the color of that. Dude, secret worming bait, Mega Bass Karashi. Length 59 millimeters, weight 3/16 of an ounce. Type slow sinking, 3/16 of an ounce, guys, crazy. All right, next up, check this out. Mega Bass Griffin, bait finesse, SRX shallow runner, max 1.2 meters. Check it out. It's a little BFS crankbait. Man, I really want to open this. I really want to crack that open. It's just a little baby bass slash shad style color. Maybe a baby guad or a bluegill mixed with a shad. Sort of reminds me of the 6 cents shad burst color. That's a really cool looking crankbait. Check it out, the side profile. Little BFS. This one is, how much does this one weigh? 38 millimeters, 3/16 of an ounce. Crazy. Check this one out though. The Mega Bass Baby Pop X. Little bitty popper style bait. 50 millimeters, 3/16 of an ounce. Bahama Milk Pearl. Love that color. As you can see, it has the BFS label right there on the packaging to let you know this is for bait finesse. Super cool. All of these say that, by the way. We got 3 more. Actually picked up 2 of those little crankbaits. Here's one in a more natural color. It's like orange and green pumpkin with a little bit of blue accent. Let's see. Get you guys the rotational so you can see the belly there. It's another one of those SRX. Dives 1.2 meters, 3/16 of an ounce. Crazy. All right, this next one, it's a different bait. I went in on 2 of these, 2 different colors. This is the Mega Bass Dog X Junior Kauyu. Check it out. A little, I don't know what kind of bait this is. I'm not even really sure what this does. I can't wait to see though. We're gonna find out together here on the channel. I'm gonna take the BFS out on the boat or down to the boat ramp and try it out on camera with you guys. So stick around, subscribe to the channel if you wanna see me put this stuff to work. I'm really excited to start using this. I have several pieces of new gear that I've been filming with and testing out, and I have a brand new fishing reel from a company that we've never talked about here on the channel before. I've been testing that out. It's a technique specific fishing reel designed for a specific purpose, and we're gonna try to get better at that as well. Like I said, man, I feel like the rest of this year and all of next year, I'm just trying to focus on becoming a better angler. I've so stuck in my ways. We all like to throw the baits we like to throw. I'm trying to branch out and do as much different type of stuff as I possibly can when it comes to bass fishing. I am talking specifically about bass fishing. I'm not exactly trying to start throwing cut bait or anything. I want to stick to the whole largemouth bass thing, but I do want to try to get better at catching them any way I possibly can. And the spinning setups that you guys have seen me using here lately and the BFS setup is going to help us do that. But let's take a look at these last 2 baits here. The Dog X Junior, the Mega Bass Dog X Junior Kauyu, I believe is how it's pronounced. Got a couple of these. This one is that same Bahama milk pearl color, beautiful. These are 1/5 of an ounce. So I don't even know what that means. Math, big math, it's 1/5 of an ounce, that's big math. We don't even know, dude. What does that mean? We're not even used to this kind of stuff, man. We start at 1/4 of an ounce and go up. Man, this is just really interesting. Let me see if I can show you guys a little comparison of one of these BFS crankbaits to the smallest crankbait that I typically throw, which is this right here. This is the Curve Finesse square bill from 6 cents. It's a small profile square bill crankbait. And here is the little Mega Bass BFS crank. So yeah, this is in my head, this is tiny. This is tiny. This is practically microscopic. And if that's microscopic, then this little Karashi, dude, what is this? This is like a tiny little single-celled organism, you know? Crazy, living at the bottom of the ocean or something. Actually, I don't think it dives that deep. But really excited to get out there and start using the new BFS stuff. Check out the BFS setup, the new BFS rod paired up with the Corrado BFS. Finally gonna give this thing a fair shake and try it out seriously. Had to venture outside the family to get the BFS rod, but that's okay. I feel like if this continues to blow up and get all the attention that it has, and we start to really love this, hopefully maybe in the future I can convince 6 Cents to work with me on a BFS rod. But until then, this is what I'm gonna be riding with. Thank you guys for tuning in to the BFS unboxing video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe to the channel. I put out new fishing videos all the time, and I would love to have you guys riding along with us over here. We're ripping up on 80,000 subscribers here on the channel, which is absolutely mind-blowing. 100K, still the ultimate goal, but I can't do it without you. So click that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up so more people see this fishing video. I appreciate you all for taking time out of your day to watch this video, but that's about all I got for you. That about does it. That about wraps her on up. So I'm gonna say goodbye for now, and I will see you on the next one.